I picked the little one down here.
I had
got the same one. Oh, is that it?
these guys.
Oh, okay. So they turn red?
This is the roseberry. Yeah, look, when they get a lot of light, they turn more red.
Okay.
So it's these three right here are the same thing as that.
Okay, that's what I was.
So, hi everyone, I'm Sam Scales. This is my son Jacob, and we've just arrived here at Andy's Orchids. We're pretty excited about this little tour here. They're having an open house, and the open house is allowing special invites and guests, people that follow Andy's, customers that have bought a lot of plants from him, to come out on a special day where we can all get together and check out the plants, and you can take some home. So I hope you're gonna like this video. It's pretty decent video here, so I want to make sure that you guys support Andy's Orchids. He is like none other in the whole industry. He has over 7,000 species of plants and got at least 100,000 specimens out here. So I hope you enjoy, guys. So I'm in the Specimen Garden. This is the Specimen Garden for Andy's Orchids. This is the Tanzia area. A lot of the bromeliads here are spectacular. Look at the size of these clusters. This is hanging off of a nice tree here, and just gorgeous. This is some more bromeliads here. This is a big, I don't know if that's Neragelia of the sea or something like that, but some of these specimens are absolutely gorgeous. Look at the size of this guy right here. There's one of my favorite. A lot of people love this Streptophilia type, I guess, or look at this. Look at this tree fern, just gorgeous. And the way he has these specimen clusters growing here is spectacular. Got a couple different species. You know, it helps to give it a little bit of variety. You can see there's multiple species there. That's not just one species. These are some gorgeous species. This garden's spectacular. Andy's Orchids is one of my favorite places to be. I'm really into the tropical plants, if you guys didn't already know. And this is just a gorgeous layout here. Some of these clusters are tremendous. So today we have an invite open house for valued customers like myself. And there's a bog garden that's out of commission at the moment. And then it goes up here to the greenhouses. Just spectacular. And as you can see, there's so many different types of amazing plants here. And so some really rare telangias here. And little birds hanging out. Look at this gorgeous thing. This is amazing. These are a type of Neragelia. This is the way they should be grown, big clusters like this. Of course, Tillandsia. So these are life goals here. All the species of epiphytic orchids and bromeliads are just amazing. I mean, I can't even explain how great I feel being out here at Andy's Orchids. Remember, this is invite only. You cannot just come out here whenever you feel like it. So, wow, look at the flowering spikes on these. This is stunning. And so you can purchase some of these, but a lot of these are parent clumps. So as you can see, it just goes on and on and on. The greenhouses are spectacular. So here inside the main greenhouse, there's so many different species of orchids. These are species orchids. Again, these are not what you see at the convenient home goods stores or at the home improvement stores. This is stuff you see only in places like this. These are orchids as they're found in the wild. These are not orchids that have been hybridized or manipulated. They're not GMO type things. So these are amazing. Just look, I mean, look at the roots just hanging off of these plants. Look at these clusters here.
Most of the stuff in this area is
I mean, this is such a spectacular place to be. I mean, I feel like I'm in an absolute jungle in Venezuela or Brazil. And just amazing species here. This is literally like the Garden of Eden in here. I mean, these are dream plants for a lot of collectors. There's my son, Jaykob. Say hi. How you liking it in here?
Awesome.
What do you like? Anything in particular that you like?
Everything.
Pretty much everything. He's like absolutely just stunned by all those plants here and the way they grow them. There's a lot of good helpers here for Andy. Andy's a great guy. I met Andy when I worked at a big aquarium shop. I sold him a bunch of lights for his indoor facilities. I don't know if he still uses them, but I've also bought lots of plants from him at reptile shows when he was attending those regularly. And I mean, what's amazing is these epiphytic orchids. It's not always about the flowers, which some of them do have flowers. You can see right there. And this is Masdevallia. But it's more about the foliage and the way they grow. Epiphytic means that they grow off of trees or rocks, and they don't grow directly in the soil. So a lot of the plants here are epiphytes, whether they be the orchids or the bromeliads, margravias. So all kinds of plants here. He has mosses and liverworts and all kinds of stuff. Just an awe-inspiring place. Okay, so we're here inside the hothouse. This is the heated greenhouse where plants from the very humid tropics are from. And you got to keep these separate than the ones that can tolerate cool weather. There's plants of all sizes. You can see here even there's some little tiny guys right there. These guys are literally only a couple inches. And some really big stuff too. Just amazing, amazing place. Look at this. And it goes on endless. There's thousands and thousands of plants here. Just amazing. Again, it's one of my favorite places to visit. Andy's Orchids up Encinitas, but it is by appointment only. Do not forget, you have to schedule an appointment to come here. So I found some of the tiniest orchids here, and these are epiphytic ones. The leaves on these are probably half an inch at the most. Not 100% sure what the name is. Let me check this name here. So on a couple of specimens, he's got them set up. He's got nice little QR codes so you can get information on the species and the prices and all that stuff. So these are $25 a piece, $24 a piece. But just a gorgeous little tiny little orchids. So again, you put these in terrariums. These are epiphytic stuff. I got to bring some of you guys out here to check out Andy's. Do some personal tours here. Some of these have nice long leaves. Look at that. They're amazing. Some have short little button leaves. But the great thing is they're all growing mounted, and that is something you just cannot find. So I feel really privileged to be out here in San Diego, close to Andy's. I'm only 40 minutes away. I'll be bringing some of the best aquascapers and terrarium-scapers out here on personal tours. So, hope you're enjoying this video, guys. So here's a real treat for you guys that like to do dart frogs. This is a Margravia species right here. There's a parent specimen that is used for getting cuttings off. You can grow them up like this. These are excellent in terrarium scapes. These are warm weather plants here, so Look at these specimens right here. Just unbelievable specimens. Check this out. There's a lot more Margravias around, but here's a little cluster here, about 4 or 5 species. And let's move on to some other stuff here. So one of the coolest things is the mosses growing on all these mounts here. I mean, these are part of the mounts. So this is the backside of a bunch of mounted orchids, and you can see how gorgeous the moss just grows out here when you have the proper conditions. See that? Sorry about the focus there. That is spectacular. Look at that. Now below the hothouse is this intermediate house. It's kind of a temperate, semi-subtropical. There's a lot of orchids in here, but there's also things like begonias and ferns. I don't know if there's Ripsalis, but there's quite a few different things in here. Look at these beauties right here. Look at those flowers. They're amazing. Let me get close in on that right there. Amazing stuff. So again, there's a lot of the mini specimens and some of the large specimens all mixed up together, but they're all in appropriate temperatures and appropriate humidity conditions. And I got to show you something here that's just phenomenal. Look at that. This is just covered in mosses. Just such an inspirational plant right there for a painting and maybe for a photo. So for those of you who are into the more foliage plants that aren't orchids, check these out. There's a lot of begonias and relatives here. This is one of the sections I totally enjoy. Lots and lots of begonias, just a lot of them being propagated here. Some of them are in the flowering stage, as you can see right there. But what's great about begonias, if you don't know, is they have offset leaves and so many different leaf patterns, colors, textures, and there's still a lot of new species being discovered year after year, and people like Andy are always looking for new species to go ahead and propagate so that everyone else can enjoy them as well. And then as you see down this temperate house, there's also some ferns. Selaginella is called club moss, and there's a lot of subtropical and tropical species. Some of them get tones of blue. This is Merton's eye. So you can see the really nice serrated foliage. Just makes them really appealing in amphibian habitats and terrariums. So they're tricky for some people to keep. They got a lot of them out here. So Jacob found something really interesting here. These are, can you tell us what they are, Jake?
Salis Pristina.
Pristina. And where are they from?
The Philippines.
The Philippines. And is this what you've chosen? There you go. Look at that.
Let's hope it's for sale.
So I'm just, the amazing collection here. Thousands of specimens, hundreds of species, just unrivaled anywhere in the US. And it's amazing how they're set up in the appropriate habitats so that they get the proper humidities and temperatures. And you know, Andy's done amazing things here. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. This is an amazing place. And if you guys don't already know what these are Peperomias. Peperomias are also a foliage plant with a lot of texture. They have, some of them have really deep grooves in there, almost like mountains and valleys and rivers. And they have great coloration, contrast. So you can find Peperomias at some standard places, but these are some of the rarer species. He doesn't have as many of these as he does orchids, bromeliads, ferns, and begonias, but quite amazing still. So here's a little section where they're doing a lot of grow outs in pots here. A lot of great species here. These are some of the classic orchids. And there's some Salis. Oh my gosh. This is some of the stuff I love, which is epiphytic cactus from the tropics and subtropics. So Salis. There you go. I've been looking for those. I just asked Emily where they might be, and there they are. So again, these are grow outs. So a lot of these are not fully established yet, but they do have still beautiful moss growing in them. And again, there's a lot of epiphytic cactus here. Just gorgeous. There's like tons and tons of plants here. This is a dream for any plant enthusiast. You can see the parent and the babies. It's amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
It's the lame stuff I posted when I was a teenager.
So here is one of the areas that has some of the orchids that you can keep outdoors in a temperate climate. It doesn't freeze over. And so there's a lot of ferns out here, and there's a lot of larger like cymbidium type orchids, and more of the in-ground orchids, the non-epiphytic ones. So there are still some epiphytes out here, but as you can see, there's a lot that are in pots. So they haven't been forgotten. Andy loves them all. Here's an interesting begonia. Look at this. Wow, look at the deep cuts in that one. That's one I might have to put on my bucket list. So here's a beautiful wall of orchids, and then this gorgeous cluster of Tanzia here. I'm not sure what species it is. It might be a stricta type, but it's a nice specimen plant and not for sale. A lot of this stuff is for sale, a lot of it isn't. You just gotta ask. So people say, how do you like plants that just have sticks or leaves and don't have beautiful flowers? How can you not look at all these beautiful plants? Just never ends. Everywhere you look, there's something new to look at, take in, something new to appreciate. Hoyas, Peperomias, begonias, ferns, orchids, bromeliads, mosses, Salis cactuses, just everything under the greenhouse. And then sometimes you take a look up and you see something special like that. And Andy's Orchids. The guy's so passionate. I appreciate him. So something I just got into recently was these Salis, which are epiphytic cactus. A lot of them are spineless, but some of the species I have actually have spines. And these are out here in the cooler area, the cooler greenhouse. This one's not a warmed greenhouse. And this section here has a lot of plants here that you can keep if you are not someone of a green thumb. Alright guys, I'm going to show you something that's on my bucket list, but it's not for sale. This Salis species right here is about as red as a cactus can get. Just a gorgeous plant. This is from South America, Central and South America. And look how it just showers down like fireworks. It's amazing. So yeah, that's one of the ones I really want to have, but I can't. Not yet. I'll get some eventually. Hey guys, I'm here with Andy from Andy's Orchids. We're out at open house in Encinitas at his amazing greenhouse. My son Jacob's out here joining us. And this is the man behind all that video that I took. And so this is the collection unlike any other. It's been a few years since I've been out here, and I'll probably do more videos later when we do a little private tour. But as you can see, I'm going to take you through this whole walkthrough of the greenhouses. Temperate, tropical. So Andy, what is it that inspired you to do this in the first place?
I just have a green thumb, and I was born with it, and orchids have become my go-to thing since I was 7 years old. So
if you guys don't know, a lot of the foliage that I paint in my reptile paintings and amphibian paintings, insect paintings, are inspired by some of the species that I could only find here at Andy's Orchids. So if you guys have an opportunity, you got to make an appointment.
You do have to make an appointment. Typically, you can do that on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We're normally closed on weekends, but we do have 4 open houses a year where you can come by and visit. And there's a lot of things to see here that you won't see online or basically anywhere else on the planet. So
you can travel the world and not see as many species as you have here.
We boast a collection of about 7,000 different species. I've been told it's the world's largest collection of orchids in the world. So.
I believe it. I believe it. I've talked to collectors all over the world, and they don't know anything that's even close.
Yep, but you know, I live in the perfect climate where I could have all these different grow zones to accommodate things from sea level all the way up to 10,000 feet. So
if you guys want to check out the stuff that he has available, Andy's Orchids online. It's
andysorchids.com.
There you go. Yep. And you can buy a lot of stuff, and as long as it's legal to ship to your area, then we'll ship it.
Yep, we can ship anywhere in the United States, both hot or cold, so it doesn't matter. We put in heat packs for you guys who live in cold climates. So,
hey, thanks for having us out here.
And thank you for being here.
Awesome. We'll always support you.
Alrighty.
Hey guys, we're out here with Harry. He's part of Andy's Orchids out here, and he's very knowledgeable, and he's going to tell us a little story about some of the plants.
So when we go to do shows at in different cities around the country, you know, we see a lot of times parents bring their kids along, and we would look for little kids that are kind of showing interest in the plants, and we'd ask them if they have an orchid, and typically they're still looking. So we'd pick out an orchid from them and give it to them. And they go, well, what can we do? And we said, just send us a picture of it next year and let us know how it's going. And we've got pictures and drawings. Some of it's really neat. And we had kids that were 5 years old when they gave them their first plant. And now they're in college, taller than we are, and asking, can we bring our girlfriend with us? And I'm like going, oh my God, are we getting
That's
old?
great.
Yeah. And so they're really into plants, and I think it's the best thing you can get your kids into.
This is like nothing else. I mean, this place is incredible. This place isn't like your typical greenhouse or your typical
I'm used to it.
Store.
Right, I'm used to it. I think, and I have to keep reminding myself, this is not normal. This is not normal.
Yep. Even my son over there, you know, he's looking at his phone right now, but
I bet she's looking at pictures of plants.
He's pretty fascinated with the plants, and it's great to see a lot of the young kids getting back into plants.
That's right. You got it.
That's what we got.
If they're into plants, they can't get into trouble. They don't have enough time.
Thanks, Harry. I appreciate it very much.